So what do they call you?
What do they call me? Kid.
Kid, what are you incarcerated for and how long is your sentence?
I got convicted of murder in the first degree, and I was sentenced to 225 to life sentences to run consecutive.
Where are you from out here on the streets?
San Francisco.
And do you or did you at any point in time in your life belong to any type of gangs, groups, organizations?
Yes, I was.
Do you mind saying you were from?
19th Street Surveillance.
You know, I just want to go ahead and start off by saying thank you so much, sir, for allowing me to be able to share your story. You know, also, it's an open platform, sir. You're able to speak about whatever you want, man. Please feel free to be open about whatever, talk about whatever. The only thing that we'll edit out is cuss words. But this is your video, man, so just know, to open about whatever, man.
Okay.
Were you born in San Francisco?
Yeah, I was born and raised there. Yeah, actually, I did. When I was 10 years old, I used to live with my mom. They were both separated. My mom and dad. I lived with my mom, but she was murdered by her boyfriend when I was 10 years old. So I moved in with my dad, and he lived in the Mission District in San Francisco. And at that time, I was a straight A student. Basically, I was doing really good up until that point of my life.
Do you remember how that impacted you mentally and emotionally, looking back now?
Yeah, it really crushed my world. I mean, not seeing somebody, never gonna be able to see somebody that you love again, and going from a house where I had all the love in the world to somewhere that was like, yeah, you got a roof over your head, but we don't give a fuck what you do. We don't care about what you do. My language. We don't care about what you do, but it three-way call alert. It definitely impacted me.
Is it safe to say that perhaps your mom passing at such a young age was one of the main contributing factors of how your life turned out? Do you believe that?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely believe that had that not happened, my life might not have turned out the way it did.
So after this unfortunate incident that impacted you significantly, I can only imagine, man. What was the next few years like, and what led you to this gangbanging culture? Who did you meet?
So like I said, when I first lived with my dad, it was just like, hey, you're on your own. His wife would basically torture me, so I was just like, it's better off being in the streets with the homies than going home. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. I just ran into the homies, and they're like, hey, you be out here with us, you can get money, and it's good. We got you. You got all that, we got yours. So it was better to be out there at that time in my head than it was to be at home.
What neighborhood is it again?
19th Street, San Francisco Mission District.
And you said that they've been actually indicted a few times. What is that all about?
Yeah, they got here with the RICO in 2013 and again in 2017 for 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 various crimes, for being a street fucking organization or whatever it is.
Right there in that San Francisco area, who do you guys go at it with?
Norteños. I didn't really start fighting until I got into the gangs, and before it wasn't. It was like it was. I wasn't a violent person growing up. I taught peace and love, and when I got into the mission district, it was like, oh, if you see these guys wearing red, they gonna rush at you, so you might as well get off on them first. And growing up in juvenile hall, it was always one-on-ones in juvenile hall. So whenever you seen them, you just had to get off, and which led the amount of time that I spent in juvenile hall as a kid from 13 to 18. Got me pretty known by a lot of different neighborhoods in San Francisco, because it was like, oh, there goes kid. So it would be it was pretty easy to recognize me if I was on the streets. And when I turned 18, within a 6-month span, I got ran over by a car. And I was unconscious for about 48 hours. I woke up, and 6 months after that, I got stabbed in both of my lungs. So
By who?
It was like one of the gang members.
So you've almost lost your life out there in them streets.
Yeah, a couple times. A couple of times.
Have you seen people lose their life?
Yeah, I have. A couple of my homies have died, and then, of course, the crime that I'm in here for.
You've actually been there when you seen one of your homeboys, being put down?
I was there when he got shot, but like when he got loaded into the ambulance and everything, like I guess he passed away during that time.
What was his name?
They called him Nicoya.
How old was he?
He was 19 or 20.
Now, is this an individual that was like really, really fully in it? Like he was really like fully a 100% gangbanger, or is he one of those ones that was kind of in it but not really, really, really in it?
No, he was really in it.
Do you remember how it impacted your neighborhood?
Yeah, everybody had a retaliation on their mind.
And then it's just back and forth, and
yeah.
And these wars just start just because of color, right? Or is there really a reason behind these murders?
Man, for the longest, I never understood it, right? I understand that they had their territory, we had ours, And I still try to figure out to this day, like, how do you just assume that that's for territory?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You said you seen your homeboy's life being taken like that. How does that impact you mentally? Does that change you in any type of way? Does that change your character? Does that rewire your brain system, you think?
Yeah, because it's like, that could have been me. That could have been another homie that was there. Could have, you know, it could have been an innocent bystander. And just to see it happening, somebody getting shot, to see the pain in their face, you know, not knowing what's going to happen, it takes a toll on you. And then it's not like he wasn't a close homie to me. It's like I worked with that individual, so then the anger sets in, you know? Yeah, I was pretty close with him.
Is there ever a point in time where you're just like, man, you know what? Maybe I should move away. Maybe this ain't for me. Is there ever a thought like that?
Man, at that time in my life, no, because I was so deep into it and I really believed in it. And at that time, I just thought that's how it was. I did have a chance to move out to Hawaii with my dad when I was 17, but I was like, it's going to be the same thing, you know? And I don't know nobody out there, so I wasn't trying to leave.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
In retrospect, I probably should have.
Yeah, man. Who knows where you would be right now? A surfer or something.
Yeah. Yeah. For real.
In these last 2 or 3 months leading up to your crime, what exactly is going on in your life? What is happening? And would you be able to explain that last day? What was it that happened? This entire day, you know, you wake up in the morning. How did this day play out, sir?
So at that time in my life, I was addicted to drugs, going back and forth. And I had just found out that this girl that I was messing with was pregnant. And it was around the time that my homie Nicola got killed. Or Nicola and Marciano both got killed, like within the last month. And so due to the fact that I have been ran over and stabbed in the last year, I would always carry a pistol for my protection. But I felt, you know, that I was known enough that it could go down at any time. And why am I going to give somebody opportunity to get me when I can protect myself? So, I can't really say I knew exactly what was going on in my mind when it happened, but I know that when it did happen, it was at a 7-Eleven. I wasn't trying to do nothing because I knew there were cameras there, but the individual ran to his car, and instead of getting in the driver's side, he ran around to the passenger side, which was further away. So when he did that, I jumped out the car like, wait, hold on, what's going on? And I pulled the pistol out. and I see him reaching under the passenger side seat. I'm like, oh hell no, dude's gonna shoot us. And I got my baby's mom and my homie with me. Oh, I'm not about to get shot. I'm thinking he's reaching for a gun. So I'm like, I'm gonna shoot first. And that's what happened. I started shooting. Dude came up with some shiny metal object in his hand, and I started shooting. And unfortunately, the actions that he took led to that, because later on during my trial, I found out that the shiny object that he pulled was a screwdriver. Had I known it was a screwdriver, I might have just drove off. But I wasn't gonna get shot at with my pregnant girlfriend and my homie in the car again. And for a long time, I had thought, like, damn, why did he do that? Why did he do that, right? And I blamed him for a long time until I really looked into my life, and it was really my actions. It's like, now I think, why did I have a pistol at that time? Why was I even out at 1, 2 in the morning? You know what I mean? With my pregnant girlfriend. I should have been at home in bed. And my actions really led to it, when for the longest I blamed that individual, because I felt, had he not went to his passenger side, none of this would have happened. If he would have just got in his car and drove away. But now I look at it as, if I wasn't out there gangbanging for no apparent reason, then none of this would have happened anyways. If that makes sense.
And who was this guy? He was a northerner?
Yeah, he is a lot of gang member.
How old was he?
He's about the same age as me, 18, 19.
Man, that's so crazy and so unfortunate, man. You know, we're all the same. We're all the same people.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how just some people literally believe in this belief system, bro, and they literally take each other out.
Yeah. I mean, I really wish it didn't happen, you know, like, and before I never thought about it. I never thought about how it affects the community. Like in the video at my trial, you see a taxi cab driver drive up, and as soon as he sees what's going on, he backs up out of there and doesn't even go into the store no more. And it's like it puts the fear into the community, and then to see his family crying at the trial, you know, it's just like, I affected them. They're never gonna see their brother. They're never gonna see their son. They're never gonna see their family member again.
How did you get caught that day? This incident happened.
I didn't get caught that day.
Huh?
I didn't get caught that day. I got we bounced out with whatever, go to the hotel or whatever, and it started fishing out, and I was like, man, I think I went to sleep. And then the next day, when I'm dropping my crimey off, rival day numbers come up, and they roll up on us with a shotgun and shoot at our car. So, and it just so happened that we had ran out of gas, so we were pushing our car when these rival gang members run up and start shooting at us. And because of that, that's how we got caught.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So you see the cop car eventually, you know, pulls up, and when did you find out that there's some murder charges pending?
So we went to jail that day because they found like they found drugs in the car, and I guess the DA deemed it an illegal search because it was like ounces in the car, so they arrested us for that. We get to the station, and homicide comes. Like, hey, we want to talk to you. Like, oh, what? Oh, we got this car, and we're looking for this car. It was at a scene of a crime. Oh, I'm like, I don't know nothing about it. And for some reason, I don't know why, they let us go. They cited us out. So 2 months later, I got caught up for a parole violation. The time happened in June, and in August, I got arrested for a parole violation. It wasn't till I was in Solano in March of 2004 that they came and picked me up from Solano and brought me back to the county jail on murder charges. So I was doing a parole violation when they picked up the case.
At that point in time, did you think that you had gotten away with it?
No, not really. It kind of eats at your conscience. Like, damn, like you're just waiting because you know you're a suspect, and
being a gang murderer, it comes with this sadness. It comes with this emptiness. It comes with this having to watch over your shoulder constantly. It comes with having to worry about the feds knocking on your door and knocking it down at 3 a.m. because they want to get you. You know what I'm saying? Does it come with all that?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You're waiting for the payback. You're waiting for them to come and get you at any moment because you don't know what's going to happen. You did something wrong, and then you ended up paying for it.
So you find out you're being charged with murder. Who's the first person you call, and what is that conversation like? What do you tell that person?
I think I called my baby's mom. I told her, I was like, hey, if they come talk to you, say nothing, you know?
What was your whole county experience like? What did you end up pleading out to?
Well, see, they offered me 15 to life, second degree murder, and at that time, since then, California's laws have changed, and they started paroling lifers. Well, back then, lifers weren't getting paroled, so my thought process was like, if you're gonna give me a sentence with life on it, I might as well take it to trial. And yeah, I kind of really regret that because I could have been going home 10 years ago had I taken that 15 to life.
How much time did you get total?
I got 225 to life sentences consecutive with a 2-year gun, with another 2-year gun sentence, so 52 to life.
How long have you been inside, sir?
Since 2003. So going on 21 this year.
What is the first prison you landed at?
New Folsom.
Would you be able to tell me what your experience was like there? Who did you meet? What was the politics structure? You know, did they run any type of game on you? What was the whole experience like? When
I first got to prison on 180 yard, told me, look, whatever you do, this is pretty much how it is. Like, if you get into it with somebody, we're all gonna get into it. You know, like, we're gonna have your back. So if it's worth fighting for, it's worth dying for. That's what I was told. Basically, meaning if you're gonna get into it with somebody, you might as well try to go all the way with it. And I was just like, wow. Because in juvenile hall, it's all fist fights. But when you go to state prison, stabbings and some more.
So you get to prison at New Folsom. It's the early 2000s. What is the atmosphere like? You know, what kind of breed, what kind of quality of inmate are we talking here?
It's pretty much racially segregated. So it's like at that time, the cops had just shot an inmate to death. Right before I got there, this white dude was trying to stab. These two white dudes were trying to stab another white man, and while chasing him with a knife in his hand, the gunner seen him and shot him in his head and killed him. So the whites were on lockdown for fear of retaliation against the police of killing one of their own.
So you get there and you're like, man, what the hell? What the hell did I get myself into?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. So basically, you go to the yard. This is your area. This is where you can go. This is where you can play basketball. This is where you can play, work out at. This is where you can roam around at. And then this side of the yard, that's like the back side of the yard.
Did you ever see someone go in there and you know, for maybe like a 10, 12-year sentence or whatnot, and actually convert their sentence into a life sentence?
Yeah, you know what? Right before the second time when I came back to New Folsom, I went back in 2017 to 18. And right before I left in 2018, homie had 4 years left on his sentence to go home, but he got in trouble on owing money, plugging drugs, and told him, all right, well, you either go on this mission or you become the mission. So, what do you choose? Okay, I'll go on the mission. Oh, him and this other dude that had life without parole went to go stab this dude, and upon finishing whatever they did, the dude they stabbed ended up dying. And yeah, now he got a life sentence because of that.
Wow, that's completely insane. It's crazy how someone would do that, man. I think with 4 years left, I think 75% of men nowadays would choose to go to the other side.
Yeah,
but there's still those select few.
And the crazy part is, I heard he's on. And crazy part, I heard he's on the other side now. Yeah.
So it's all for nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. So we just went home.
Have you ever seen one of your homeboys get done dirty or get put in a messed up situation?
Yeah, there's always they call it pencil ripping. Make somebody complains about somebody because they don't like them. Either they're making more money than the other person or whatever. You know, jealousies. lot of problems. And yeah, I've seen a couple people get caught up due to that.
Do you remember when these certain high-ranking individuals that were locked up in the shoe? Do you remember the time when they got released and they started hitting the main lines? And what was that like?
Yep. At first, it didn't affect me because I really didn't care. I was like, all right, you know, but slowly, as they started realizing how much power they had, they started abusing it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, they would just take advantage of it. Like, they would, like, say if they wanted to go smack somebody, they would just smack them because they know they can and they can get away with it.
You've literally seen one of these dudes actually go up and smack someone, like open hand, like if he was like just like a bee slap?
Open hand, called them a bitch and everything. Yeah. Yes, I have.
What was this? What was the city this senor was from?
We're playing Montana.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy, man. You know, I actually heard of another one where I heard this one mobster went even as far as to break a dude's finger right there on the table. Oh, that's horrific, bro. That's horrible. You gotta be sadistic to do something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And they are.
So, how did it start impacting you, though?
Man, just seeing how much it had changed, and seeing how much it had changed is like the limitations they put on everybody. Like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Like, what kind of limitations? What are we talking about?
And it just got real petty. Like when they would feel that too many kites were being dropped and individuals are giving up information, it'd be like, oh, you can no longer send letters out to your family. So before you send a letter out, send it to your bloquero or Mac rep so that they can read it. I'm not gonna send you a letter to my wife so you can read it and have her address and send it out for me. No.
So, are you on a protective? I mean, are you on a sensitive yard right now?
Yeah.
May I ask, what was it that led you to that side?
Yeah, I got stabbed in Solano in 2000, and well, I had a falling out with one of the dudes in New Folsom, and I guess they were supposed to get me in that prison, but whoever did it dropped the kite, and so they came and snatched me up out of New Folsom for safety concerns. I went through the whole process, went through the VAC, and I kept telling them, like, I'm not concerned. I'll sign off. You can send me back to the yard. Because at that time, I still wasn't ready to give up that lifestyle. And I kept telling them, send me back. But they're like, no, we're going to send you to another prison. So they ended up sending me to Solano. So when I got to Solano, I told them, hey, check in with New Folsom. Well, look, this is what it is. Here's all my shit. So I showed them my papers, and walking around for a month straight, waiting for somebody to rush you. It's kind of stressful. And when it finally happened, I was playing poker on the yard, and a couple of the homies told me like, "Hey, be careful." And I'm like, "What the hell? It's my birthday today. Like, really? You couldn't have did it yesterday, or you can't do it tomorrow? Like, really, you're gonna do this on my birthday?" So I'm already out there on the yard, like, all right, fuck it, we're gonna go to war, like. And when it happened, the dude came from behind me and hit me in my side. But I had on layers of clothing, so a jean jacket, so I wasn't really tripping. But it got me kind of upset. Like, damn, you had to get me from behind. You couldn't do it from the front. Like any mission I've ever went on from, I always came straight up to that person, you know. So I just felt it was kind of cowardice, and so me and this individual, we ended up going at it. And once I got the knife out of his hand, it was pretty much over with. He was because you could tell from the gate that he didn't want to do it. And me, I'm like, dude, you just stabbed me, so I'm trying to beat him up. And luckily, I got him on the ground, and the cops came and sprayed me, and that was it. And luckily, it could have been worse than it was, but I'd say it went in like maybe 5 centimeters, if that. But still, the experience was like, damn, like, because at the time the incident was happening, I didn't know how far he had stabbed me, how far it went in. But luckily, it didn't. It was a superficial wound. But I got hit twice in my stomach, and both of those are superficial. And then I got hit twice in my head, but the head wounds had me bleeding.
Who was this individual that you had this issue with?
So, he was a Mobster in New Folsom.
What city?
He's deceased now.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Who was the guy?
Alfie.
Sosa.
Alfie. Yeah.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
What was the whole little issue about?
Said I disrespected him.
How? In what way?
Still trying to figure this out. No, but I'm not really still trying to figure it out because it really don't matter. But like, I never got to the bottom of it. Yeah, well, I went to the pack, and when I went to the pack, I was back there 3 days, and I'm like, why aren't the homies getting at me? You know, I got a green tag on my door that says that I'm Mexican. Like, nobody got at me. So I finally I see some people walking on the back door. Hey, what's up? You active? Well, I let my people know you got an active Moreno right here. And finally they get at me. They're like, "Oh, what's up? We didn't know you were there. How you didn't know I was there? I just got stabbed. Like, you just had two people come back here for it." So, they were like, "Hey, my bad." And just the way they were getting at me, it was like, I don't know, it was weird. and even even when the roles were reversed, and I would get at people, and they had been victims of stabbing, I had never got at them like that. So it was like, what the why are they getting at me? So it just seemed weird, and then I was like, I don't know if my son was born like 2 weeks later, and I was just sitting back there like, man, am I gonna keep going through this because this individual doesn't like me? So everywhere I go, he's gonna get me stabbed again, Especially when pretty much I embarrassed the dude that they sent on the mission. So like, I was like, man, am I gonna get it again? Like, what am I doing? Why was I fucking walking around for a month knowing I'm gonna get stabbed? Like who does that? Just waiting for somebody to come get you. Like, I don't know. I just had a lot of things going on in my mind. My wife at the time, I'm happily divorced now, but my wife at the time was 9 months pregnant. She gave birth to our son like 2 weeks after I got stabbed, and I was just like thinking about it, like, damn, he got me from the bags. They did it on my birthday. I'm putting on my life on the line every day out there. For what? For them to treat me like that? And I just basically said, screw it. I don't care if that's the way they feel, and they don't need me, then I don't need them. And I feel that was a better choice, because now I don't have to go through that no more.
So was this all worth it, friend?
Huh?
So was this all worth it?
What?
Everything that you went through, everything you put in work, you catching this case, you choosing this game banging lifestyle, was this entire thing worth it?
Never. No, it was not. I mean, at the end of the day, it made me the person I am today, and I'm happy with the person I am today. But if I could do it all over again, I would.
What advice?
I would change everything.
What advice would you give to somebody out there who's from that San Francisco area, who's trying to push that lifestyle, who's wanting to, following your footsteps, man? What would you tell that person?
It's not worth it. Like, I live that life. Like, there's opportunities out there now that maybe people are not aware of, and there's people out there that'll help other individuals going down that path, not follow that path. So that somebody doesn't have to end up like me.
Do you believe that gangs are like a poison to the community?
Of course. Yes, they are.
They rob people of their life, give people life sentences, rob mothers of their sons, rob children of their fathers. It's horrible, man. The realities that come with this gang banging lifestyle, but it's very real.
And they're pretty much based off of drugs, so by them selling drugs to make the money is poisoning the community.